So Andy, what was that track?
That was Nightwish, and the track was called "The Islander," taken off their current album. Different vocalist now. It's not the old one. We've got a Swedish lady now that sings with the band, and Marco was on the vocals as well, the bass player. He sort of helps out. But yeah, they're one of my favourite bands. Not what everybody thought that when they come on.
Well, I was wondering how this was going to work, to put some metal into the middle of a sort of country soul selection.
Well, the thing is with Euro metal, it's a very, very wide range. You know, it crosses a lot of borders. The stuff I play on my show, which goes out on a Wednesday at 10 p.m, alternate weeks, it covers, you know, the standard metal. You've got the sort of folk influences, you've got classical influences, you've got, you know, there's even bits of jazz in it. There's everything in there. That's what appeals to me with the whole Euro metal scene, rather than the sort of the stuff that you hear a lot on the sort of, you know, dare I say, on the Sky channels and things like that.
So why is it called Euro metal? How is that different to North American metal, if it is?
I don't know. I think it's just been labelled that because it's just bands from Europe, isn't it? So hence why I call my show the Euro Metal Express Show. Just came up with it, the name one day in a pub. Just when I started the show, I was like, what am I going to call it? And it just come. I went, oh, Euro Metal Express Show, because it's like.
So does anybody else use the term Euro metal?
Yeah, people use it. Yeah, it's a term. It's a term that's used for the style of music that it is. I mean, Euro metal. People are thinking, who are Euro metal? I mean, there are bands way back that people remember, like the Scorpions. They're Euro metal. They're one of the very first bands to ever break through. I know when I was growing up, there were bands like Halloween and Accept and bands like that. But now there's been a huge explosion in the last 10 years, like Nightwish being one, and bands like Sonata Arctica and Hammerfall, and I know people are into Demi Bourgeois, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, I'm not very good at it. That was the fun when I was doing my show last night. I had great problems pronouncing some of the titles and some of the names of the bands, but not the names of the bands, but some of the members.
So how do you find the music? You're getting music from all over Europe then?
Yeah. I mean, I'm linked up with a lot of record labels now, and then, you know, they send me all their stuff. Some of it I get in the post, and then some of it I have to download, which is a pain, but never mind. Yeah. But
so I sort of go from that, the sort of downloading aspect, YouTube connections and all that sort of thing. You don't have to go to that.
No, because everything. I mean, I buy a lot of CDs anyway, and if I get it sent in via a digital link, then I tend to go out and buy the album afterwards anyway, because I'm sort of a bit traditional. I like the real McCoy, like the packaging and everything, and so it doesn't matter to me whether they send it. I still buy it. You know, and it's a good way of getting into new bands, new artists, because I've just done that recently with a band from Russia. I was sent a copy of their latest EP, and I was like, never heard of them, and I played it. I'm like, yeah. So I went out and bought 2 of the albums. So it does, you know, and then I do a lot of interviews as well.
So the interviews, how do you do those? Do you do those over the phone?
The first one I ever did, yes, I did it here actually in the building. I interviewed Gus G, and for people that don't know who he is, well, he's in a Greek band called Firewind, but I think he's quite famous now for being Ozzy Osbourne's lead guitarist.
Right.
Yeah, he took over from the I think it was Zakk Wylde that left, and he's now the guitarist. And I got an email from their record company saying, do you want to do a phone interview with Gus G? And I'm like, that was my very first interview, and I was like, whoa, that's the level I've set myself now, is it? But everything else, I've gone to the venues, or I've met them outside. I've done a couple just recently, well, a little while ago actually. I did one in London where I just met the band in a pub. I've gone all around the country.
But presumably, you know, in other parts of Europe, you've got to rely on the phone, or You're not going to get the interviews with the coverage, are you?
Well, they come over here.
Oh,
I mean,
right, okay.
that's it. I mean, recently I just done one in Birmingham. A Norwegian band came over, and I went up to Birmingham and interviewed them there. But that's a thought, isn't it? I mean, I'm off to Finland next week, so that would be good. I'd love to do that, interview them in their own countries. But they do come over here. And there is that opportunity to do phoners, but I tend to say to record companies, look, I prefer to go and meet them face to face, because phoning is not the same, because you get the eye contact and you see their reaction when you ask questions as well, which is really good.
Which cities are significant for this sort of music?
What, in this country or around Europe?
In Europe.
I think Scandinavia is a huge area for this type of music. Finland, Sweden, Norway, not so much Denmark, Germany. I think the Eastern Bloc now is playing a lot of this style of music, like is it still the Eastern Bloc? But the eastern part of Europe, like Russia and Hungary and Poland, I think there's a big influence of this style of music going out there on the radios and gigs in general. But it really has exploded. I think YouTube has caused a lot of this explosion as well.
Yeah, because the people can find out more about it.
Definitely. You can go onto YouTube now and you can just type in a country, and it doesn't matter what genre of music you like. You can just go Greek blah blah style of music, and up will come a list of bands or artists of that country.
So is that like fan video from concerts? Is that what's happening, or are the bands putting out official?
Yeah, they're putting
videos?
their official stuff out, and they're putting it out on YouTube, and they've got their websites. But I think a lot of these bands do rely on YouTube.
And do they put out all the tracks on an album, or are they selective on it?
I think some bands, the lesser known bands, will put their whole album out. I've noticed that. But the bigger artists, like I maybe say Nightwish or Sonata Arctica and Therion, they probably will put teasers out there to begin with an album that's just coming out, and then they will probably start releasing the back catalogues of those tracks. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But they'll always put promo sort of singles out there because they'll do their videos. But the lesser known bands will probably just put their albums out to download, which is the way they have to survive nowadays. Is download all their music, isn't it? Because
they've got to get known. I think
they've got to get known, so they'll give their albums for free. And I think in this day and age, they rely on gigs.
Right.
I think gigs is the way forward now, isn't it? That really sort of proves who the men between the boys, isn't it? If you know what I mean. Who
Well, if they can perform live, it's definitely.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, none of this sort of just like relying on your singles getting in the charts anymore, which I think is a good thing in one way. So, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Andy, I think we'll play another track of music. I've found one from Led Zeppelin, which I just did download from YouTube, and I hope the quality's going to be all right. No.
Hey lady, got the love I need.
So we'll carry on.
Okay.
And Andy, I think what we haven't covered is exactly how to find your show. So remind us of the time that it goes out.
It goes out alternate Wednesdays at 10 p.m. UK time, in case anybody's listening outside of Britain today. And you can get it on format. But ways of getting it is on this station, which is Phonic FM.
I haven't mentioned that properly, have I?
No.
You're a proper trained person.
Yeah, Phonic FM. And our website is www.phonic.fm. Yeah.
Shall I just mention you can email the studio at studio@phonic.fm.
Yeah, .fm.
Yeah. Yes.
And they can ring. They can ring in when I'm on air and when you're on air on 01392 434 577. Can they not? But can I also say, besides all of that and listening to us on the web as well, and 106.8 FM in the Exeter area, people can email me. I have an email address that they can contact me all the time outside, and that's can I give that out on here?
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
Which is Brock Andy, which is BROCK, Brock Andy at rocketmail, spelt MAIL.com. So that's brockandy at rocketmail.com, and people can get me all the time on that one, and then I can just sort of email them back.
And what about Facebook or YouTube? Where would people start if they wanted to find?
Well, there'll be the interview on YouTube about the show, and as regards to Facebook, I think I've got a link put on Facebook by one of the other fellow presenters of this station. I'm not a big Facebook fan, but he's advised me to do something, so I've got that set up. And also I'm looking into maybe getting a web page or a home page of some sort, but my technical knowledge is absolutely useless, so here's me being a radio presenter. But it's a case of having to learn that.
Look, we'll talk to Chris, and we'll probably get a link into the Wheelie Wild Facebook page.
Yeah, so I think it's on his personal one. Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah, but we'll best not give that out on it.
No, but there is a Wheelie Wild Show Facebook page, so we can put. We'll put links from there to Eurometal where we can find it.
I know I'm also connected to, and I'm sure they don't mind me publicising this, but I'm also linked up, I think, with the Friday Rock Show on this station as well.
So they include Eurometal within there?
Yeah, I think I'm linked to his web page as well, or his Facebook page.
Oh, right, okay.
So
so that's another good place to look then.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I'm sure I am on his Facebook page on Friday Rock Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Andy, thanks a lot. I'm going to move on now because we got a lot to fit in before 12 o'clock. So I'm hoping this will be the Over the Hills track I was looking for originally.
Okay, right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.